Welcome to our first ACT user training video from Olivia Clare Limited, presenting working with views. Today we're going to look at how the list views work within ACT. So I've logged into a demo database, and you can see as soon as I log in, it keeps me in the detail view and it's showing me the record card for Chris Huffman, as that is the user that I've logged in as. I can directly go to the list view by clicking here. Alternatively, if I go look up all contacts, as long as the search result has more than one record, then I will be taken straight into the list view format. We'll start in the top corner, and we've got edit mode up here and tag mode. So I'm going to click the edit mode option and explain exactly how this works. Very much like Excel, as soon as I click on edit mode, I can edit the record cards from this screen. So for example, if I know that Manners Inc., Robert Manners, is already a customer, I can click here. It will give me the drop down listing from the field, and I simply choose the value that I'm looking for and then click away. So I can do that in any field that I've got in this view, and the record will automatically save as soon as I click away from that value. So edit mode allows me to go in and click and edit any fields that I can see in the view. I wouldn't recommend that you leave edit mode and tag mode turned on together, because the system can throw a little bit of a hoolie with that. It doesn't like it. Try and use just one option at a time. So we're going to click on tag mode now, and we're going to work on tagging some of the record cards. So working through this list, I'm simply going to click on various record cards, and you'll see that they get highlighted with a blue line. As soon as I've got the records that I want, if I click look up selected, that will just give me the selected records. If I want the full list back, look up all contacts will take me straight back to that full list, as would look up previous if I would have selected that option. Look up previous gives you the last 9 searches that you've done in the database, so that would have given me exactly the same thing. The opposite to tagging and looking up records is to omit them, so I'm going to follow the same process. Pick 5 records, and then I'm going to use the omit selected option. So that will take away the 5 that I don't want. If I tag all, that will give me every record that is in the list highlighted, and I can also untag all if I want to start again tagging up those record cards. Remember, to get the full list back, I can either go look up all records or look up previous to go back to the previous search. So that's how these main line of functionality icons work here. Another option that a lot of users miss is if we go into options here and choose the show look for option, you'll see that a look for box appears on the top of the screen. And this works in conjunction with any column header that I click on. So if I click on city, for example, and then in the look for box, I type Washington, or even start to type Washington, you'll see that the system has taken me down to Washington in the list. If I change the column, so if I click on company column header, and then we'll start to type Jody, you'll see that it takes me straight to Jody in the list. And obviously this is much more effective if you're in a large database, if you're looking at a lot of contacts. But that box doesn't appear by default. We turn it on here, and then from that point forward, you will always see it in this corner unless you decide to turn it off again. Underneath that, we've got customize columns. So if we click on customize columns, we'll see we get a little dialog box opens. And on the left-hand side, it's showing the fields that we have available in the database. On the right-hand side, it's showing me the fields that I'm currently using. So in this case, if I'm not really interested in looking at address 2, I can either select it and then use the single arrow pointing left to remove it, or I can select the field, double click it, and that gives the same result in putting it over to the left and hiding it from the view. If I wanted to bring that field back, just double click it on the left and it brings it to the right, and then I can move it up and put it exactly where I want it in the list view. A useful one that I always put across in a system is the email field, and I'm going to leave that at the bottom. If I've put too many fields across to the right hand side and I accidentally have lots and lots of fields in there that I don't really want, clicking the reset button will reset the column order back to the original default of when the system was originally installed. But once I've got that list as I want it, if I say OK to that, that will then give me the columns that I've just asked for within that view. Final one, because I don't want to make this video too long, that I'm going to show you today, really useful if you've got the permissions, is the export to Excel button. So that will export just the current list of data to Excel. So if I've tagged up a select few contacts in the list and I press this button, you'll see immediately it opens Excel. Excel will now flash on the bottom of my screen in its own time, and you'll be able to see that I can open and work with that data in Excel. One important thing to remember is that as soon as you take that data out to Excel, if you change it there, then the data in ACT is immediately out of date. You can re-import it, but it is better to do any updates in the ACT database itself. But you can clearly see there that that exact view and lookup of data that I've taken out to Excel is still there. Okay, that's all for today. We will be returning soon with another short video clip. If you've got any questions, please either visit our website or give us a call directly. Thank you for watching.